Let me ask you something. Have you ever walked into a store during a huge sale in December? You're ready to grab a great deal, but it's chaos. People everywhere, pushing and pulling each one after the same thing. It's frustrating, right? But imagine if you found out that in a little corner of the store, there's a hidden aisle with all the same items, and absolutely no one is there. Now, what if I told you that the tech job market can be just like that store? Crowded, competitive, but with some hidden spots where you can step in and shine with almost no competition. Today, we're talking about those hidden aisles of the tech world. If you're tired of applying to the same jobs everyone else is going after, stick around because I will show you how to find those low competition opportunities that most people miss entirely. And by the end of this video, you would have 6 practical tips that will help you stand out without fighting through a crowd. We're talking about roles where your application doesn't get buried under a mountain of resumes. So, the question is, are you ready to get noticed without the noise? If you are, let's get started. Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Tolulope Michael, tech entrepreneur, cybersecurity expert, and career coach at Excel My Cyber. I've spent close to 10 years helping people break into tech, building meaningful careers and secure positions that truly align with their skills and goals. Now, whether you're just starting out or trying to make a big shift into tech, I'm here to make that path a whole lot smoother for you. And today, we're focusing on finding tech jobs with low competition, roles that are not flooded with hundreds of other candidates. Trust me, these jobs are out there. You just need to know where to look and how to position yourself. So let's kick things off with tip number 1, which is look for niche roles. Now, I get it. When most people think of tech, they imagine the big titles: software engineer, data analyst, cybersecurity specialist, which are all cool, they're good. But here is the thing. These popular roles are like the front display at a store. Everyone sees them, and that's where everyone applies. The trick here is to dig a little deeper, then think about specialized areas within tech that are growing but are not as flashy. Now let's take cybersecurity for example. Instead of going for the broad cybersecurity analyst role, consider niche positions like threat intelligence researcher or cloud security engineer. These are specialized, they are in demand, and there's less competition because most people overlook them. In fact, according to LinkedIn's 2023 Imagine Jobs report, niche roles in tech have seen steady growth with far fewer candidates per job. And by focusing on these roles, you're positioning yourself in a less crowded space, giving you a real advantage. Now, let's move on to tip number 2. Target industry-specific tech jobs. So here is a fun little secret. Tech is everywhere, and every industry needs tech professionals, but not every industry gets the same attention. You probably know where I'm going with this already. Instead of focusing only on traditional tech companies, why not look at industries that are just starting to adopt tech? Think industries like healthcare, agriculture, or even real estate. The fact is, these fields are increasingly hiring for roles like healthcare cybersecurity specialists or tech analysts for real estate systems. And guess what? Because these industries are newer to tech, they usually face less competition. Now, should I shock you some more? A report from Gartner shows that industries like healthcare and manufacturing are increasing their tech budget at rates that rival Silicon Valley. Can you imagine that? And there's a reason for this. These industries need tech talent, but they often struggle to find the right people, giving you a golden opportunity to fill a growing demand without facing the fierce competition of traditional tech companies. Now, and if you're wondering, why aren't more people doing this? That's exactly the point. The opportunities are there, just waiting for someone smart enough to notice. Keep this in mind as we continue. It will lead us to a bigger review later, alright? So tip number 3 is all about using the power of emerging platforms. If everyone is applying on LinkedIn or Indeed, you are essentially throwing your resume into a pile. Those places are saturated. Everyone is there. Are you aware that there are newer emerging platforms that are specifically designed for tech talent and they have fewer candidates applying. For instance, platforms like AngelList, which focuses on startup roles and hired. This matches you with specific tech job openings, and they allow you to apply to tech jobs in a streamlined way with fewer people competing alongside you. So, I have another video where I spoke at length about these niche platforms. The link to it will be in the comment below. Go check it out. As I was saying, these platforms are growing, but they are still not as crowded as the giant, giving you a bit of a head start. Here is a cool fact for you. AngelList has reported a 40% growth in tech job postings, yet only a fraction of candidates from mainstream job boards are aware of it. So if you want to stand out and apply where there is less noise, emerging platforms can make a huge difference. Trust me. Now on to tip number 4. Focus on contract or remote roles. Okay, I get it. This might sound illogical, but hear me out. Many people are looking for stable full-time roles, which leaves short-term contracts and freelance gigs with far less competition. So if you're breaking into tech, applying for contract roles or remote jobs is an excellent strategy. They offer flexibility, and you still gain relevant experience that you can leverage when applying for permanent positions later or down the line. Now, here's the beauty of it. Companies often hire contractors with the intention of bringing them on full-time if they perform well. According to a recent study from Upwork, 60% of hiring managers said they are more open to contract or freelance tech roles post-pandemic. Not only are these roles more available, but they are also less crowded with applicants, and that makes them a smart way to get your foot in the door. The way I see it, contract roles are like trial runs, both for you and for the company. You get a chance to prove your skills without a full-time commitment, and they get to see your impact without the long-term pressure. Think of it as a low-stakes way to get noticed. Plus, these roles can lead to incredible opportunities that you wouldn't come across in the traditional job market. Trust me, you really have nothing to lose trying it out. So tip number 5 is all about pursuing certifications in lesser known skills. I know I've spoken about how important it is to get certifications that are recognized, but honestly, if your options are limited, you definitely want to try tip number 5 before you knock it. And yes, of course, it's easy to go after big name certifications that everyone else has, like CompTIA Security Plus or AWS Cloud Practitioner, right? But there are other ones, less obvious certifications that can make you stand out too. For example, say you are interested in cybersecurity, consider certifications in fields like Industrial Control Systems Security, ICS. These skills are in demand but less common. So you're setting yourself apart by showing expertise in areas most candidates overlook. So let's say, for instance, a hiring manager is reviewing resumes for a cybersecurity role. Most candidates will have similar qualifications, but when they see someone with a unique certification in ICS security, you instantly become memorable. It's these small, lesser known qualifications that can set you apart and then reduce the competition that you face. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at tip number 6. And believe me when I say this one will change your entire job search strategy. And tip number 6 is offer free mini consultations or tech audits. Now, I know what you're thinking. Tolu, I should work for free? Well, yes, but stay with me. Because this isn't about giving away your skills endlessly. It's about creating a high impact opportunity for yourself to stand out in a sea of candidates. The way this works is you pick a few small companies, startups, or even local businesses that could benefit from what you know. Let's say you are interested in cybersecurity. Reach out to a handful of small businesses and then offer a one-time free security audit or a consultation on strengthening their online defenses. If you're into data analysis, offer a quick audit of their current data processes and then give insight on improving them. By providing immediate value, you're doing two things. You're building relationships with the potential future employers, and you're putting your expertise on display in a real-world setting. See, many small businesses don't have the budget to hire full-time tech roles, so they'll be grateful for the help and more likely to recommend you if an opportunity arises. This approach is highly effective because it takes you from applicant to a trusted advisor. And it gets even more interesting. According to a study by LinkedIn, Candidates who offer tangible hands-on examples of their expertise in real settings are 50% more likely to get hired than those who rely solely on traditional applications. So think of this as an investment that sets you apart instantly. So now that we have covered these tips, I must add that these aren't your typical job seeking tips, but that's exactly why they work. By approaching your tech job search creatively and strategically, you are sidestepping the usual roadblocks, and then you're setting yourself up for a real opportunity. And if you find these tips helpful and want even more ways to stand out, check out other videos on the channel. They are all packed with actionable information to help you grow and become even more valuable in the job market. Thank you for watching, and if you're ready to take the next steps to the next level, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment with your thoughts. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you got value from it as well. And also, hit the subscribe button for more videos like this one. And in my usual manner, I hope I'm leaving you better than I found you today. I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.